Let's look into Paris Hilton. Who is she, really? So, we know Paris Hilton, part of the Hilton family, and according to her personal life on the Wikipedia, she used to have her jet set lifestyle. She used to have her little Chihuahua Tinkerbell, her accessory dog. Let's see. In 2015, it was reported that Tinkerbell had died at age 14. Let's see. She was 19 years old in 2000, and she was out there on the party scene. And she dated a lot of Hollywood types. She made a sex tape with Rick Solomon in 2001. Then she started dating some Greek shipping heir, and they got engaged, and then they called off the wedding. Then she went with another Greek heir, and they called off the wedding. She had dated the Good Charlotte guitarist Benji Madden. She had a relationship with Nick Carter. So she dated a whole bunch of people. Let's see. The sex tape was between her and Rick Solomon. Then that leaked on the internet shortly before the premiere of The Simple Life. How convenient. And that was called One Night in Paris. Aren't they so clever with their titles? Then she got arrested by the LAPD for having a DUI. Her license was suspended. Then she pled no contest. She had 36 months probation, fines about $1,500. Then she got stopped for driving with a suspended license. Then she said she's caught speeding. Then she is to spend 45 days in jail. But I don't know if she did. She started asking Governor at the time, Arnold Schwarzenegger, for a pardon. She went into jail, and I don't remember how long she was there. I don't think it was very long. This was at a time when we were talking about the prisons are overpopulated, and so they kick them out. Anyhow, so then 2008 or 2009, her house was burgled several times by the Bling Ring as a group of fashion-motivated thieves on the loose. And then she was stalked. I don't know, don't care, but she was stalked. And then she became into activism. She's been involved with Starlight Children's Foundation, the Make-A-Wish Foundation. She's listed on the First Families of the Children's Hospital Los Angeles, which means she donated $100,000 or more to the hospital. In 2008, a room at the hospital is named in her honor for her charitable efforts. In 2011, she supported the LGBT rights organization No Hate, the NOH8. Remember, they used to paint it on people's faces back in the day. So she hosted Rock the Runway, Children's Miracle Network Hospital Social Project LA. 20% of the proceeds from her 2018 5 nail polishes line with Nail and Bone goes to Animal Haven. Okay, so she does a lot of charity work. Then in a documentary, this is Paris from 2020, she spoke about the abuse she endured as a teen in a series of boarding schools such as Provo Canyon School. So then she held a rally outside the school in protest of alleged abuse and programs for troubled teens. Then in 2021, she appeared before the Utah State Legislature to testify on behalf of the proposed measure to require more government oversight of youth residential treatment centers and require them to document when they use restraints. She said she'd been emotionally and physically abused during her 11th-month stay there. And So that's where we're coming at. Let's look into first, how far up in the Eyes Wide Shut is Paris Hilton? Let's look at that, because it's easier to ask how far up into this organization they are than to pretend they're not at this point. After I did the Denzel Washington video, I'm just done looking into, are they in there? They have to be. If they're big enough, they have to be. Unless we're talking about, I don't know, Eric Estrada, is he in it? I don't know. Let's see. Paris Hilton, how far up into Eyes Wide Shut are you? Again, all alleged for entertainment purposes only, not facts. Psychic downloads, my snarky opinions. Let's go. Pretty high up. I can't say that she's super excited about it, but she's pretty high up in it. It's almost like because of her name and her family, that is why she's a part of it, and she cannot leave it. So she's in it, whether she had wanted to be or not. So she's pretty high up in it. It's almost like a legacy family. You're really high up in it. There's always a seat at the table for that family as long as there's heirs. Yeah. She knows what they do. She's very well aware of what the whole Eyes Wide Shut Illuminati group is about. She doesn't really give a shit because she's benefiting in one way or another. Okay, let's go back then. Let's start with her troubles then. Let's start with the sex tape. And the sex tape gets released right before The Simple Life comes out. That's the show she had with Nicole Richie. Was that a strategy? I'd assume so, but maybe not. Maybe it's just, oh, she's a terrible victim of a-holes. Page of Cups. It's a strategy. It is a strategy. If I would almost wonder, did Kris Jenner go to the Paris Hilton School of Marketing and Fame? Page of Cups. Oh my gosh, look what they just found. Surprise. They just found this tape. Oh, look. How are we going to do this? How is this going to come out just right? What do we need the tone of the tape to be like, or the storyline? I don't know. I didn't watch it, but how do we need this to be presented to the world? So this is like, we can play both sides of, oh my gosh, I'm horrified. Oh boy, it's going to help me make some money. Yep, there you go. Looking at all the options, gaslighting the public. I'm the victim. Using this all for power, moving forward. How am I going to capitalize on my show, The Simple Life? How am I going to capitalize on turning myself into some type of icon? Yep, so I can move forward in my career. There's still this weird thing, though, of like, I didn't ask to be born in this family. So I don't know if she says that in her head to herself of just like, I didn't ask to be born in this family. So what do you want me to do? It's not like I can go work at McDonald's. There's this element in her personality of like, all right, good for you. All right, let's look into all the, not that I cared that deeply, but let's look into all of the legal issues with her driving. Drunk driving, speeding without a license, suspended, smoking marijuana. Anyhow, let's look at all her jail legal issues. What's going on behind the scenes on that? Is that like she's just entitled a-hole? Was she being, was someone targeting her to stick her in the jail? Possibility. No, this is all about, this is her at that period in her life having a lot of problems. Some type of disconnect in her brain between like, I'm from this family, but I have to work for my money and I'm putting in all this effort. And I just like, it's almost like no publicity is bad publicity. And it's also like, I need to keep doing this and I don't really care. Like, I don't care if it's, I'm in a very moody place. She's in a moody place. She's at this point, like, there's some type of Eyes Wide Shut influence into her life that she's trying to push back here. And I don't know if she thinks that if she can become independently wealthy or successful, she doesn't have to continue with the group. I don't know. But there's some idea of like self-sabotage on purpose because of, I didn't ask to get born in this family. Okay. That's hot. Is that one of the stupid things she used to say all the time? I don't even think she talks like that. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay, let's look into the bling ring. This was the fashion-motivated thieves. To me, this is interesting in terms of, you know how I love to watch Housewives because I love dummies. And watching the Housewives, her auntie, Kyle Richards, also got burgled. And they stole all sorts of jewelry and purses and things. Seems to be a rich person thing, but also a Hilton family, Richards family thing. So this bling ring that targeted Paris Hilton, what can we know about that? Because there's rumors that the Kyle Richards heist was kind of an inside job, allegedly. Why do we have marketing here? Okay. Allegedly, in my opinion. At this point, I don't know. There's something going on in terms of stagnation within her career, or I need to turn the story around because we had the King of Wands. In the past is the Ten of Swords. Some type of stagnation in this period of her life. Like, I need to get some publicity, but I need to make it so people feel sorry for me because we have Seven Swords, our sneaky snacker strategy bullshit. Here's the Queen of Cups. I need them to get to feel a certain way about me. Some type of worry that it wouldn't work, but there's always something else up her sleeve to put out into the news with the Eight of Wands there. So this is not legit. Not legit. So some people, let me see, did it say? It was not until nearly $2 million of stolen jewelry, clothing, and cash and items that she made a report. Let me click on this bling ring to see if they got arrested. Like, what's that game about? 7 teenagers and young adults based around Calabasas convicted of multiple thefts. They went after several celebrities. They got like varying sentences, not very hard. Let's look in this bling ring then. So they're doing the work. They got caught. How do they get involved, the bling ring, with these celebrities? Because I'm not buying this bullshit that they're just popped up, pulling the Menendez brothers' first jobs. They're like, Menendez brothers got away with it. Let's try it. Okay. Okay. So bling ring people are brought into this by a power that be eyes wide shut person. They're brought into this not like they were targeted to do the thefts because they had already done this kind of stuff. They were put together. How interesting. So I see them like put together in a room. They're sat down and told they're going to be assigned jobs to go burgle celebrities, and they don't have an option. They must have something in each of their pasts where they could, yeah, it's like, okay, so there's blackmail on the bling ring participants. Like, no, you're going to do this. Whenever we want you to go burgle, you're going to go burgle. You can keep whatever you can find, but you're going to go do it. You're not going to say anything. We didn't have this conversation. You get to keep whatever you want out of the things. Don't get caught. Okay, so that's not even, okay. Nothing in this world is as it seems. Okay, so then she got stalked. I don't care. Now let's get into this activism. So she becomes a fundraiser. is she doing this? Is she doing the charity stuff because she's genuinely a nice person? Or is she doing this because it's to cover up the things that we don't know about? Because a lot of times these celebrities, they do all this charitable work, so you don't look at their dirty deeds going on behind the scenes. There's some sort of level of compassion she has for the charity stuff. However, not just out of the benevolence of her heart. It would be interesting to tie dates back and forth when she's doing these charitable things with whatever things she's trying to promote or sell or whatever for her own benefit. There's the same idea that we got before, this idea that I need to emotionally manipulate people because I'm at a fork at the road and I can't move forward to my next level, like she's playing a game. And brilliant idea, let's go back to doing the charity game. So, not saying she's just purely strategic, but mainly strategic in my opinion. Okay. Let's get on to her stay at these boarding schools. So it says she went to a series of boarding schools, not just this one. Let's see about why she's sent to the boarding schools. Because she's on and check herself into it, and it seemed like she didn't care. She was self-sabotaging, and maybe that's why she got sent. But why is Paris Hilton being sent to these boarding schools to begin with? Unless the boarding schools do some other shit we don't even know. Punitively. Alright, so she's being sent to these boarding schools to get her ass in line. Get her ass in line. I don't know if she was a runaway, but it looks like perhaps she was running away in the past, and they're just like, oh, fuck, stop. You're done. This ends now. Like, we got to get you to straighten up and fly right, so done. We need them to get you in a better mindset, thinking the right way. The old life that you had before, done. We're not doing that shit. Hiltons don't do this. You're not going to be like loser Magoo time. No, we're not having that. Yeah, old life's over, like reprogramming. This is where you're going to go to get reprogrammed, straighten up, fly right, be and act like a proper person in our family would. Is this an exclusive Eyes Wide Shut type boarding schools? Or are these exclusive Eyes Wide Shut type boarding school? That's where, like, would I have been sent to one? Not that my parents had any money, but just curious. Like, is it that, like, anybody could go if they had the means? Or is this like, no, darling, you're not from a special Eyes Wide Shut group? Like, you have to know someone. Like, you're, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, you know. Oh, yeah, well, we send all our kids there, too. Oh, so do we. Like, this is the schools are the ones, like, you're in the know to know with the other rich people that know. That this is where you send your little kids off to. Yeah, and they know that this is where there's, like, it's, I don't know, reprogramming, what else do you call that? I don't know, MK Ultra. It's something that the people, the fancy pants people, they know, they're aware, you got enough means, or you have the right connections. This is like, you know how rich assholes are always, like, trying to get their kids into a preschool program, the fancy pants, but they, like, you know, sometimes they need a recommendation, like that kind of shit, maneuvering to get in here. But then it's like they're going in there and they're getting re-educated or brainwashed or whatever the hell. So then Paris comes out and she's saying that she got abused at these camps. So let's see. They said they beat her. strip searches, force-fed her medication, watched her shower, sent her to solitary confinement without clothes as punishment. This is her accusation, being emotionally, physically abused there. So, what can we know about that? Okay, give it a pinch of salt. There's a lot of fabrication here. The way this is coming through, that this was more beneficial than it was harmful to her. My opinion of what I'm seeing here. This is like she went in there and she's, my opinion, she's blowing smoke up people's asses, just like all these other times we've seen in the spreads, that this is like her game. So she's holding this press conferences. This is a game. Sorry, my opinion. This is like her game. What else can I attach onto to help rise my star, to help move forward in my career or my money-making ventures? How do I come back out? Like, almost like if she's reading the tea leaves, she's touching the temperature of the water. She's just like, oh, what's the latest thing that people are like upset about? Oh, I'm going for that. What do I have that I can tie into? Oh, I'm going to do that. There's something here that is like, no. Like, she didn't like it, what they were doing, but this was not like drama-rama. This is her to whatever's happening at this point, 2021, where she's out here and she's trying to get this accountability for Congregate Care Act that established a Bill of Rights for protections of children. This is just her. There was something else she was looking to move forward in her own personal life for her own personal gain, my opinion. Let's see about this bill. The Accountability for Congregate Care Act. The CCA. It's a terrible name, Congregate Care Act. Let's see the intent, the idea in this bill, because, you know, every time they pass a bill, they're just like, oh, it's going to be wonderful. It's the Inflation Reduction Act, and it does not reduce inflation. You know how they do. It's a marketing ploy aimed at children. I don't think it's in the best interest of children. I don't know what's in the bill. I've never read it, just seeing it here on the Wikipedia page. I don't know what's in it, but if I had to guess, that there's somewhere in the fine print, in the nitty-gritty here, that some type of legal agreements are being able to, I don't know, be enjoyed by the parents to say, no, we want to specifically tell you it's okay to treat our kids, you know, harsher than you would before, and we're going to pay extra for it. Like, it's almost a putting it out on the table. This is what we're going to do. Okay, that's what we want. Okay, sign on the dotted line. Okay, it's all good. Because the power is over here in the adult hands, and here's the kids over here. There's marketing bullshit about what this is actually about. But this is going back to the kids, and, you know, it's for the benefit of the kids, whatever they're doing here. It's bullshit bill. My opinion. I think there's fine print in there. It could be fine print, or it could be a behind the scenes nod, like wink and a nod about what this really means. All right. And she's gotten the Worst Actress award. All right. So let's see. Let's just look. How deep, how bad has her participation in Eyes Wide Shut really been? Or maybe, like, what's her job? What's her specialty? Since they all seem to have some type of specialty or a kink or whatever it is. Knight of Swords. How funny. Allegedly. Entertainment purposes only. She would be a disciplinarian, putting someone into place, holding them down for whatever's going to be going on. She is a dictator or rule person, person in charge. Don't get out of line. Holding people down, strapping people down for whatever's going to be happening to them. There's part of this I do get that she's got like some MK Ultra going on, but that, yeah, this is still that whole idea of I'm holding you down. They're going to do something to you. Whoever these poor victims are coming into the Eyes Wide Shut parties, they don't have any idea. And that's what we're doing. I'm holding you down to facilitate these demons to do whatever the hell these demons want to do. She's like a demonic Vanna White. Okay. Let's look into her and the P. Diddy. There's pictures of her going to these parties, which they all do. How much has Paris got to worry about her relationship with the diddler? Oh, that's going to turn her world upside down. Might be losing some dinero over this. Ooh, I don't think she can come back from this. And how interesting. In her reading, we keep getting Ten of Swords. When things are down at the bottom of the barrel is when she comes out and she's trying something, right? To turn her luck around. Oopsie. I'm be curious if there isn't videos of her being the demonic Vanna White holding people down. Like, the way I'm seeing her, it's almost like picture a stage and like she's up there and she's like Vanna White, but instead of turning letters, she's tightening people down and keeping them in place and like that kind of thing. All right, she's looking at what she needs to do in the future, but she's already worried about what she was doing at the parties. Hopes. She's hoping she's going to be able to get out of this. She's looking at what way she can smoke and mirror this bullshit to people. Like, no, I just did. Like, I don't know. She's working on a story. Yeah, her fears of what she's going to be accused of doing or seen doing, that's going to be a real, problemo for her coming up here down the pike. Internal influence, seeing if she can legally stop this shit from coming back and biting her in the ass. She don't have no power in this. She's gonna get outed. She's gonna get outed. Too bad. I don't feel bad about her at all either. What a turd. What an absolute turd. All right, there we go. Now we've looked into Paris Hilton. My opinion, she's a turd. Filthy, dirty turd. So, with that, until next time, adios.